All right, everybody, welcome into a new TDSP on a Friday afternoon. Harrison Wind and my guy Mitch Carroll here. Thanks for joining me again, man. How are you doing on this Friday?
Great, fantastic. Got some post-draft NBA hype going on. Was just out at a Rapids presser.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day. It's all good.
Dude, it is a beautiful day out. Another 90-degree day in Denver.
Love it.
It just feels like the summer.
Love it.
And I got some good stuff today. We're going to go over the significance of Nikola Jokic and Nathan MacKinnon winning MVPs in the same season, in the same city. That's pretty cool. And then I got a lot of mailbag questions, a lot of stuff on the Nuggets, maybe some stuff on the Rapids, other stuff on Denver sports too. So, yeah, a lot of cool stuff to go over today.
Love it.
Let's start with that, though. Nikola Jokic and Nathan MacKinnon, man.
Oh, yeah.
Winning MVPs in the same season, in the same year. First of all, it's the first time anybody's done that since Magic and Wayne Gretzky in 1989.
Yeah,
and I'm talking same city, same year, like NBA and NHL.
35 years, man.
To do that is pretty damn cool. And, just a little reminder of how awesome, this time in Denver sports is. Jokic and MacKinnon. The best part is, they're not done either. We could be saying this again next year. But I just thought that was really cool. It's been something I've been thinking about for a while. Because I remember, when it seemed like Nikola Jokic was going to win. It seemed like Nathan MacKinnon was going to win. I looked it up, and I was like, when was the last time this happened? Same city, same year, NBA, NHL. Magic and Wayne Gretzky. And I think this is only the second time it's ever happened. Like, Magic, Wayne Gretzky was the first time. But it's pretty sweet.
I love it. And I don't think it's a stat that we're going to truly appreciate. It's one of those, I guess I'm trying to say it's going to age very well.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, our appreciation for that stat is going to grow the farther down the road we get, right? Especially in hockey, too. You see guys like McDavid. There's no NBA team in Edmonton. You know what I mean? So, there's only so many chances for it to even work. And the fact that now Jokic and Mac are right there in the same sentence as Magic Johnson and Wayne Gretzky is amazing. I mean, it's going to age so well for us as a smug sports town to be able to have that stat in our back pocket.
Yeah.
I love that.
Is Nathan MacKinnon regarded as, I'm an amateur hockey fan. Mm-hmm. Is Nathan MacKinnon regarded as the best player in the league or arguably the best player in the league? Or is that just Connor McDavid full stop?
I mean, I think there's arguments to be made, but McDavid is just so talented.
Right? Jokic is hands down. Yeah. I think even still after the nice run that Luka Doncic had to the finals, the arguments and all the banter about, Luka Doncic is the best player in the NBA right now, which was a little premature. It feels like Jokic is unanimous best player in the NBA. McKinnon's not that, but he's in an argument for it.
I mean, him and Kale are both considered some of the best players.
Yeah.
Right? Like a Steph or a Kawhi.
Right.
Where you're definitely not saying that, or a Jason Tatum, where it's like they're not the best guy, but they are so good and generational. And I mean, Kale and Mac are doing generational stuff. No one is going to ever touch Gretzky level production, right? Like,
have you? Yeah, some of Gretzky's records and stuff are absolutely bonkers.
Maybe I have this wrong, but I have this in my head: is that if you took away his goals, he'd still be the all-time points leader.
It's something like
which
that.
Is like,
it's something like
you know what I mean? Like McKinnon will never get there, but he just had a 140-point season. They're routinely championship threats. It is just so cool to have them as guys drafted by the teams here. I think MacKinnon was pretty highly recognized, but Jokic obviously coming out of nowhere. But the fact that they weren't acquired and brought into a big market for big money, that it was a development thing, that it was a buy-in from the team, from ownership, from coaching, from the rosters, to build him up into what they are it's so impressive and something I think we all need to cherish and really be. I mean, this era is as good as it's ever going to be.
The fact that they were drafted here does make it sweeter.
It makes it so
just does. And this is what I always say about the Nuggets when, back in the day, people love to be like, oh, let's trade Jamal Murray for James Harden. Let's trade, Gary Harris for Kevin Love, which almost happened. I mean, that's not really relevant here, but let's trade Michael Porter for somebody. Let's trade Nikola Jokic for Kawhi Leonard.
Oh my God.
Like, these were real things that were being talked about. Jaylen Brown.
Right.
Let's cash in on one of these young guys and get a ready-made superstar to deliver maybe an MVP or an NBA championship. And the fact that the Nuggets did it without doing that, and they did it the hard way, and they did it with a core that they drafted and developed and didn't skip steps with, it makes it so much sweeter. And I think that's the same across every sport. I think it's the NBA that's really tough to do in this day and age, but a lot of teams can do it. NFL, that's not really the same thing. I mean, NFL, there's just so much turnover. It seems like you can't really just have a young core that you develop into.
Too many moving parts.
Yeah. NHL, you can do that too. It's kind of similar to the NBA in that way, I think.
Yeah, it's a smaller roster, right?
Yeah.
It's just in the 20s or something like that.
Yeah, but just the fact that the Nuggets did that and the Avs did that, and they have Nikola Jokic and Nathan MacKinnon, who they drafted and developed and stuck with, and they became the faces of their franchise and the faces of a city. It just means more.
Putting hardware in the cabinet too, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, you're putting trophies in there. You brought a Larry O. You brought a cup. You're putting MVP trophies in there. I mean, that goes a long way. I mean, it builds the reputation of the teams, right? Like, everyone talks about how we are, left out of national conversations and left out of national free agency discussions, and just having guys like not just Mac and Jokic, but having Kale there and having Jamal and just having the success that these guys have had, it's going to change the narrative. And that doesn't mean that like all of a sudden we're taking the top free agents off the board next year, but it's a slow burn thing, and I think that might have turned the temperature up on that slow burn a little bit, and just adds to it and makes this a better sports city from the outside looking in when we already know how great it is.
Yeah. Who do you think wins more MVPs the rest of their career? Oof. Nikola Jokic or Nathan MacKinnon? Jokic is 29 years old. MacKinnon is 28.
I think Jokic gets 2 more.
Yeah.
I think he gets 2 more. I think he gets to 5. I don't think it happens for a couple years.
Next year will be tough.
But I think maybe 2 or 3 years, that like last peak run that he has, 32 to 35, I think he throws a couple more in the cabinet.
Yeah.
MacKinnon, he's good enough to win it every year, in my opinion. But if you stay from now forward, you'd probably have to put the money on MacKinnon. Total, it's definitely going to be Jokic. He has a head start. So
the thing I always tell people about Jokic is that like even next year, Nikola Jokic winning MVP would be such a hilarious outcome. It just seems so unlikely because of what happened in the playoffs this year, and he won it last year. Luka Doncic getting to the NBA Finals, there's going to be a lot of momentum for him to win it. It would be so hard for Nikola Jokic to win it next year. He would probably have to have what is just so clearly the best individual season of his career, and the Nuggets would have to win 60 games. Yeah. And like it would have to be so overwhelming that he'd almost have to be like twice as good as the next guy. Not actually, but you know what I mean?
It'd be a 30 points a game neighborhood.
Yeah.
Him really, a couple big game winners, winning the national games, which they've never had a problem with, right? Like, it would be insane. I just don't see it. I see it for a couple years. I think it's almost Luka's to lose, although he has been the preseason favorite for 3 straight years, right? Something like that. But I just feel like it's like when someone wins an Oscar and like the movie wasn't great, but they're such a good actor that it felt like it was time.
Legacy award,
like Leo for the Bear movie that he. What is it? The Revenant, right?
The one where he fought the bear.
Yeah, it's not like The Revenant was his best performance, but
right.
it was good enough.
It
that
was like,
worth
all
his
right.
career being recognized, kind of thing.
He was like one of the best actors of our generation. We got to give him one.
Right, exactly.
He's
And I
gotta
think
get
that's,
one.
That's Luka next year. That's my guess. I mean, he's still too young for
Yeah.
maybe a career legacy thing, but it just feels like people are just clamoring to hand him a trophy. It feels wanted by the collective.
Kind of like how the second he got to the Western Conference Finals and Jokic lost in the playoffs, there was a rush to name him the best player in the league.
Yeah.
That was so weird.
It was fast.
That was so weird.
It was fast.
Yeah. But I just always tell people Jokic is going to be in the conversation for MVP every single year.
Yes.
Because the NBA has this new rule where you have to play in 65 games to be eligible for the postseason awards. I actually really like the rule, as I think evidenced by it working this year. He's going to play 65 games.
No matter what.
His advanced stats, and I mean, say what you want about advanced stats, people value them now way more than they did 10 years ago when they didn't value them at all, really. But his advanced stats, his analytics, are going to blow everybody out of the water every year just because of how efficient he is and also just how much stuff he does from a center position. It kind of breaks NBA analytic models because they weren't expecting centers to assist like he does and have the efficiency and volume of scoring that he does when those analytic models were built. So he breaks all those. And the Nuggets are just going to be really good.
Yeah.
And he's going to be the best player on that team.
Right.
I think it would be pretty stunning, honestly, if he didn't finish top 3 every year in MVP. If he wasn't an MVP finalist every year.
Right.
That'd be shocking.
Which is awesome. Number one, and like, I think it is one of those things where the straw poll that Bontemps does won't have him leading first, maybe like the February one.
Sure.
But then you're going to look around at the end of March and be like, uh-oh. Right. Like,
yeah, when Embiid doesn't play 65
Right,
games,
right.
when maybe the Mavs are like a 5 or 6 seed
Yep,
again.
yep. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And then on the hockey side, on the Avs side, the way they have to pay the top heavy guys on that roster, right, between Kale, Mikko, and MacKinnon, they're going to have this rotating third and fourth line a lot. And when you know that those are kind of bargain contract guys, kind of looking through the bargain bin, who can we add to fit this? His ability to put up monster number seasons and be in a good playoff position are also going to keep him in that discussion every year.
Right.
Regardless of if guys like McDavid and others are going to put up numbers in that neighborhood or exceed it, he's going, like you said, it's nice that we know for the next probably 6 years, both of those guys are in the conversation no matter what, period, end of story.
And also both the teams are going to be really good. We'll talk about like what's going on with this Nuggets offseason. Bit of chaos, but the Nuggets are still going to be very, very good next season. Like they still could win the West, just like they almost won the West this year. The Avs, same boat. Like they're in a zone right now where they're just both teams are going to be contenders, quote unquote.
I don't think they can set the over under high enough for me to not take the over next year.
On the Avs or Nuggets?
On the Nuggets.
So they won 57 games this year. What if it was 57 and a half?
I'll take it.
Over.
I'm zagging. Where everyone's zigging, I'm zagging.
This is a great zag moment if you're talking about the Nuggets.
Yeah. I don't care what happens at shooting guard. I don't care what happens on the bench.
Yeah.
Jokic is going to put up a 60-win season. I'm going to keep betting on it until it happens.
Hold that thought. That might actually be a good exercise. Best zag arguments for the Nuggets.
Love it. Let's go.
Guys, here at DNVR, we use Bet365.
That's right.
To bet on sports. Bet365, never ordinary. Use the code DNVR365. When you sign up, you can use that QR code right there on the screen as well. Lots of stuff to bet on right now, even though the NBA and NHL seasons are over. Got baseball going on over the summer. You got lots of soccer going on right now. Euro Cup, the Euros in full acceleration right now. Rapid season going strong as well.
Flying.
Tons of stuff to bet on. Use the code DNVR365 to sign up. You can use a bet and get offer. Place a bet of $5 or more. Get $150 in bonus bets. or a first bet safety net offer. Place a bet up to $1,000. If your qualifying bet loses, you get a matched refund in bonus bets. Bet365, never ordinary. Must be 21 plus, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Who's your pick to win Euros?
Portugal.
Portugal?
Yeah. They're flying. They won all 10 of their qualifying games for it.
Damn.
And they're just stacked. They're my pick.
If you need tickets to concert shows, sporting events, hit up the Game Time app. That's what we at DNVR use to buy tickets. There's a lot of those sites you can use to get tickets to concert shows, sporting events. Game Time, I think, is the easiest. Easiest to navigate. You do it right on your phone. You don't feel like you're going to hit a button and mess something up. Really easy to use, easy to see what you're buying. They have views from your seats on every kind of ticket that you want to buy. So concert shows, sporting events, whatever you need, check out the Game Time app. They have last-minute deals. Save up to 60% off buying last-minute tickets for sports, concerts, comedy, theater, etc. Flash deals too, zone deals, all-in pricing. You can hit a button, shows you exactly how much you're paying with the fees and stuff. The lowest price guarantee as well. Or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. They have Game Time ticket coverage as well. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Take the guesswork out of buying whatever tickets it might be with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code DNVR for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Create an account, redeem code DNVR for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. All right, back here on TDSP on a Friday. Harrison Wind and Mitch Carroll.
That's right.
Eno says qualifying games mean shit. They mean shit.
I guess. I mean, they didn't lose any of them. Other teams did.
That's a good argument.
Like, you can say it means nothing until it doesn't. The only game they lost was when they didn't play really any of their starters. They played like 3 starters.
Yeah.
And lost a game when they already had the group locked up. That's who I got.
What happened to Team USA yesterday?
Oh, red card. Look, Panama is the most notorious.
In Copa America.
The term shithousery comes to mind. They just muck it up, get physical, talk shit, do everything except play soccer.
Are we soft?
No.
Are you sure?
I mean, so far the calling.
Is Team USA not a soft team?
No, honestly, the calling card of this team forever has been that they punch above their weight when it matters.
That is true. Yeah.
You know, like honestly. Now, last night it doesn't look good, but it's just it sucks. And it sucks that we can't blame the coach because everyone wants him out. And
I know. How is he still around? I feel like the USA soccer coach has like a
job security, baby.
But I felt for a while like they had zero job security. Like they were in and out every couple years.
Yeah.
But this guy, Greg Berhalter,
yeah,
he's been around for a minute.
Yeah, he's been around for a while. The players vouch for him. The players like him. They like his system. And look, everyone is worried about him, right? And honestly, they set up Monday night, the last game of qualifying, is a must-win game against a very good team, right? Like, this is exactly what everyone wanted to see was him in a pressure situation, right?
Yeah.
And then if he pulls off a must-win against Uruguay, who's very good, they're flying, right? I mean, that's the test you want to see. Hope he passes it. If he doesn't, you can say, all right, see you later. Bye.
Yeah.
Right? But this is what you were hoping for. And we're going to be doing a watch-along for that game here. Me, Andre, some of the Rapids guys. The party will be down there. It's going to be popping. Should be a good time.
Oh, watching a soccer game with Andre is the best.
You were here for the Italy winner.
Yeah.
The drawer that put them through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's hilarious. I just kind of want a single shot on him for every sporting event
He
ever.
rolled with us on the World Cup watch-alongs a lot. Which is just a blast. Honestly, it's going to be a really fun time. Look, I'm very thankful of everyone here at DNVR that, I think sometimes the eye rolls come out when I want to talk soccer, but
Yeah.
we are truly a sports bar. We're not just a four majors bar. So when a huge USMNT game rolls around, we're going to have it on. We're going to have a rockin' party. And we're going to be buying in.
Totally. And also, soccer is just a great sport to watch at the bar in the summer when there's nothing else going on.
Correct.
Yes, and
nailed
me,
it.
I love to talk like I know about soccer when
of course.
U.S. game is on.
Yeah, and what you only get.
That's the best.
You get less than 10 truly meaningful international games a year.
That's like in the Olympics.
Buy in and go crazy.
Yeah. It's also like in the Olympics when you're watching, I don't know, handball or something.
Oh, I love handball.
And you're like, what's the coach doing?
Handball.
I
love handball.
Yeah. Or you're watching, you're just like watching curling and you're like, this guy's got no idea what he's doing.
Why aren't you sweeping right?
Right. Anyways.
What are you doing, mustache guy? I forget his name.
Yeah. Let's get to some NBA news.
Skinny Andy Reid. That's what I think that guy looks like. Anyways, keep going. NBA news.
Curling?
Yeah, the main Curling USA guy looks like a skinny Andy Reid.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. All right, NBA stuff. Let's get to the meat. This is what the people want, Harrison.
I know. A lot of hot rumors flying around. It's slop season.
I love it.
All the slops coming out.
I'm built for this.
Let's get to this in the comments first. The Raptors are picking up Bruce Brown's option. No surprise.
No surprise.
I've been telling you this was going to happen forever. They're going to trade him. $23 million. That's what, if you're a team like the Nuggets, you have to find in salary to trade for Bruce Brown.
That's basically MPJ.
Yeah. Would you do that trade, MPJ for Bruce Brown?
No.
That's a terrible deal.
Horrible deal. There's another trade I would do that I'm sure is going to come up. So.
Okay. Do you just want to go to it now?
Yeah, by all means.
Is it
cue it up?
Paul George one?
It is.
So there was another hot rumor, another piece of slop out there that the Nuggets were potentially interested in Paul George.
That's right.
And it would have been for Michael Porter Jr., Zeke Naji, and draft picks. But the Nuggets bowed out because they didn't want to give up a ton of draft picks.
They don't have draft picks.
Yeah, they don't have draft picks to give up.
Also, though, see, I'm of the opinion, like another Kroenke team, the Rams, when you are good, picks are just theoretical. They're not practical.
Yeah.
And so when you are this good and have a player this strong, you don't need them. Because post Jokic, maybe one of these draft picks comes through and carries the franchise a little farther, but you're going to have an inevitable decline from cap space and big contracts and aging and all that stuff. So to me, it's like you use the picks, trade for the guy, get the best. I want an all NBA guy around Jokic at some point. I just do. And I know, is Paul George the ideal one of those? No, probably not in a vacuum at his age with the contract he wants, whatever. But just forever, I have wanted a name guy, like a guy that people buy the jersey, not in that market kind of guy, right? And
Man, that's so crazy to me. Really?
Yeah, I mean, look at the history of the NBA. The best players, the front offices go and get other best players to put next to them. That's just how it has worked for the history of the league.
Yeah.
And it's cute. Yeah, he's never had an all-star teammate. That sucks. That's not a badge of honor. That is awful. It makes me so mad. Go get an all-star and put him next to him.
They just won a championship last year.
Of course, and it was great, and I'll love them forever. I love them forever.
Yeah.
But we don't have forever with Jokic.
Yeah.
We only have so long. And if a big swing is a miss, at least you took the big swing, because this losing high paid guys because you can't pay them to replace them with youngsters is not going to work, in my opinion.
Okay. I mean, Paul George for Michael Porter Jr. straight up
Would be great.
That's an improvement. It just is.
100%.
Say what you want about Paul George wilting in the playoffs. He's had some playoff stinkers. He's also just he's a weird vibes type of guy. I feel like he did a couple interviews on his own podcast this summer that were like, I don't want to do the dirty work. We've got other guys to do that. And then we traded him on the Clippers, and I had to do the dirty work. I didn't like that. There's a lot of weird stuff with him. Also, did you see how Paul George, there was a whole feature about him becoming like the NBA's best podcaster?
Oh,
And apparently
shots at
he
MPJ.
watched film on like how some of the top media personalities talk.
Do you think he watches you guys at all?
No. But he said he watched
You're an influencer in the podcast.
He said he watched film on Stephen A. Smith.
Oh,
Like he watched tape on Stephen A. Smith.
that makes me so bummed out. That
Yeah.
guy does not know ball.
I don't know. There's a lot going on with Paul George that makes me a little
But
skeptical.
the other thing with Paul George to me is like, it would be cool if our small forward ever passed the ball.
You think,
Not that he would pass it a lot, but a few passes is already more than MPJ would have. in a
you're
game.
just a Michael Porter Jr. hater.
No.
Yeah.
No. Actually, the other way. I'm in a very intense fantasy basketball league, and I've been riding with MPJ. He's my guy. Last year was the year of Mike. He took me to the championship, baby.
Yeah.
He played 81 games.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Mike, but there's levels to it, you know. Like, and I just keep coming back to like like when we look back at Jokic's time here, and they never go and get an all-star to play with him.
Here's the thing that I always say to that, the no all-star thing. If the Nuggets didn't have Michael Porter or Aaron Gordon on their team, do you think Jamal Murray would have been an all-star by now? Because I think he would have been.
No, there's too many good guards in the West, and he's not that. I mean, I love Jamal, but he is not on that level.
But I think a reason why Jamal Murray's stats aren't all-star worthy are because he's playing with a stacked roster.
Sure,
That's
sure.
the biggest reason I think he hasn't made.
I mean,
an all-star
who
team.
had this? What was MPJ at points wise per game last year?
like 17?
17. I mean, like,
How many points would Michael Porter Jr. score per game if he didn't have a Jamal Murray? 22, 23, 24?
maybe.
That's maybe all-star worthy.
I mean, I totally get your point, but I will just feel like a sense of regret if they don't at least try.
I get that.
That's all.
Yeah.
I just want them to try.
Another good point in the comments, Paul George's wife is Serbian. Did you know that?
No way.
Yeah, he is. Or she is. And he, I know, has been to...
Brate.
I know Paul George has spent chunks of off seasons in Serbia.
Brate, welcome.
I don't think Paul George and Nikola Jokic are running in the same circles in
I
Serbia,
don't think so either.
but I know he's been there.
Come on, man. I don't care if it's like the thing is I don't even have a name, right? Like I don't even have a name besides Paul George because he's really the only big name that's been connected on a level like that. And we can get it. We can probably get into the next one here in a second. I just like look, Giannis. They go get guys to surround Giannis, right? They've got like LeBron always gets guys around him. The Warriors took big swings. I just Dallas took a flyer on Kyrie and made the finals, right? Like getting
And
guys
didn't win
at
a
a level.
championship.
Sure, but my point is surrounding as many as you can, surrounding him with the highest ceiling talent you can. I think I still think you have a couple years to do this way, but at some point you do have to push the chips in. I think. And I know you guys are in it, and you Project Dynasty, and
No,
we
it's
built
not
it,
even that.
and
It's
like
not
I
even
just
that.
and I know it will be less special, but I want more titles, and I want to have the super team. I want the 65 win season. I want to be the team everyone talks about. I want it. I want it so bad.
I think a lot of times, what you have, what's the expression? Two in the hand.
Yep.
One in the
One in the hand is
something.
worth two in the bush.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That
Sure.
that was really bad delivery.
Nope.
I hope Paul
Got you.
George isn't listening to, or watching this and taking notes on the podcast. Like it's not what going out and get something isn't always better. It's more
You're right.
enticing. You win the press conference, you win the off season. I feel like it rarely works though.
Okay,
So
but what
that's
if
the
going
caution
all
I
in
have.
on CB, Watson, Gillespie, Pickett, whoever also doesn't work? And then you get to that stage and that didn't work and you never tried with another all NBA level guy.
Yeah, then you would just have
You know
to
what I
live
mean?
with
And
it.
then it's regret both ways. And maybe I'm out of pocket. Maybe they have it right. They ride with what they got and they win again. And I'll eat all the crow in the world.
Yeah. I mean,
love
you
them.
might not be because we don't know. And I mean, like right now, feel like the Nuggets as they are shaping up to be a slightly worse team on paper than they were last year. So I don't know.
Well, go to the next rumor though, because this is the one I love.
So the next rumor, hot rumor that came out today.
Oh, I love it. Make this happen. Booth.
Was the Nuggets interested in Klay Thompson?
Oh, yes.
This one I'm not buying at all.
Me neither.
What
to
do
be
you
fair.
think about Klay Thompson with the Nuggets?
Look, we need vibesman. He is peak vibesman. Now, last year he got benched for a rookie. Maybe wasn't peak vibesman on the team last year. It's not easy to boat here. I put that on Twitter today.
Cherry Creek Reservoir?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's just a little harder to boat here than it is when you're on the ocean, right? And he's
Yeah.
a boat guy. So we can't offer that. But he is it's one of those things again where it's like, could we draft and develop someone to be better than Klay Thompson is now in the next couple of years? Yeah, probably. But wouldn't it be fun to have Klay Thompson on your basketball team?
Yes.
You know what I mean? And if he's willing to do it at the right price, I think it would just be fun.
I think he is a fun guy to have on your team. Absolutely. I think he does have good vibes generally, although I'm a little worried or I would be a little worried about signing Klay Thompson just based on
Last year wasn't great.
where he's at in his career. Klay Thompson's 34 years old.
Achilles, ACL.
A lot of big injuries, a lot of miles on him. And
I'll say this, though, that game 7, when no one could hit a shot to save their life, Klay could hit a shot.
yeah, no, I mean, he's been a big game player before. Absolutely big game player.
You know?
I am a little worried about just where he's at in his career and how it seemed like he was turned off by last season in Golden State, getting benched for those young guys.
I mean, Potts is good. Don't get me wrong.
right.
He's good. But I think that was a little out of pocket from Kerr. I think Kerr was over his skis last year.
I mean, Klay was he had a decent year if you just look at the numbers.
Right.
But if you actually watch the Warriors last year, I feel like he was very, very underwhelming. Very underwhelming. Now, if the Nuggets get him on this massive discount, like the mid-level exception, which I feel like he could get maybe close to double that on the open market, yeah, of course you would want Klay Thompson. Is he better than Kentavious Caldwell-Pope or a better fit here? No.
I think offensive fit for sure. He fits.
Really?
He's on the same level as KCP. Yeah, I mean, what? He's knocked at Klay Thompson as the catch and shoot guy?
Yeah.
Come on.
Shot 39% from three,
Come
about the
on.
same as KCP.
Defensively, he doesn't have the chops that KCP
Right.
does.
And that's why I think KCP's just a better fit.
Oh, of course. Look,
Yeah.
I love KCP, but I do think he's gone. And look, we're not going to get either one of these guys, most likely,
Yeah.
right? But I like that these rumors even exist right now.
Even if this rumor is being put out there by Klay Thompson's agent.
Yeah. But I love that it's the
I'm not
Nuggets.
saying it is, but if it was.
The NBA is a 24/7 league, baby. 365.
Yeah.
And I love the names popping with Denver in those insane internet rumors. It is so fun for me. And I know it's like the opposite of what you as a very serious
No.
and respected
I love the
Nuggets
slop.
journalist.
I love the slop. I do. I love it.
But I just give me more of that. Give me another room. Put Steph in the rumor. Let's go.
If I had to think about why this rumor got out there, it's, and again, going into conspiracy corner here, I don't know. This is just me
Love
spitballing.
it. Let's go. Tinfoil.
Klay Thompson's agent trying to drum up interest. Obviously, he wants the Warriors to up their price. Obviously, he wants maybe Orlando, who's been rumored to want Klay Thompson, to up their price. It's like, oh, Denver sounds like they're losing KCP. They're shedding salary with Reggie Jackson. I'm just going to throw out there that Denver's interested now.
Love it.
Let's get a multi-team, 3-way, 4-way bidding war started. If I was Klay Thompson's agent, that is what I would have done. So I'm not saying that's what happened, but that's the first thing I thought. I just don't.
No, I get it.
I just don't believe this rumor that the Nuggets have real substantiated interest in Klay.
Yeah, I believe you.
It'd be cool.
It would be so fun.
His vibe fits with the Nuggets. Like
It
him
would
and
be-
Jokic fit.
It would be so fun, dude.
Yeah.
Klay is a dog too, right? This team, like Aaron
He
Gordon,
has a dog.
Aaron Gordon mixes it up, right? But I would love to just Klay talks that shit, man, and that's fun. You know, like
I do love the volume of threes Klay gets up.
yeah,
Because that's one thing about KCP.
he shoots what,
That-
like 3 a game, 4 a game.
Like 2 or 3 a game.
Yeah, it's not enough. It doesn't stretch enough.
Yeah. And, you know, a lot of that is he's like the 4th or 5th option,
Yeah,
you know. But Klay Thompson shot 9 threes a game last year
oh, that'd be so
in
fun.
30 minutes.
That'd
You know,
be
in
so
a little less minutes than KCP plays.
It'd be so fun. It would be so
So
fun.
that'd be kind of cool.
Look, I think we have another question about like what the ideal offseason looks like. So maybe we'll save the rest for that, right?
Yeah. I do have to hit another break real
Yeah,
quick.
of
But
course.
we will get to some other mailbag questions and some stuff on the other side here. Guys, it's the summer. We always have a lot of events going on here with DNVR this summer. We just had the draft night party 2 nights ago, which was a lot of fun here at the bar. Shout out to everybody that came out for that. Was really awesome hanging with everybody, watching the Nuggets draft. And, you know, of course, we did a whole live show that night. But we also have, you know, some road trips coming up. Broncos road trip into Tampa Bay this year on September 22nd.
Oh yeah, big one.
We got Broncos tailgate season around the corner as well. The Buffs road trip into Nebraska this year. I know you're on that one.
That's right, baby.
That should be really fun. So, thednvr.com, you can see all our events there. We'll have more Rockies takeovers coming up. 1 July 20th against the Giants. Party bus to Coors Field. Free beer on the bus. Rockies ticket. Bus ride back to the bar after the game. July 7th, Rapids takeover at Dick's Sporting Goods. Rapids versus St. Louis. That should be fun. So thednvr.com. Follow us on all socials at DNVR_sports for more info and to come hang with us at some events this summer.
gonna be a
Also,
blast.
shout out to Shady Rays. Get ready for the season ahead with quality shades built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays, they have you covered. Premium polarized shades that won't break the bank. Shady Rays is an independent sunglass company offering a world-class product rated 5 stars by 300,000 people. Their shades have durable frames, crystal clear optics, makes them the perfect choice for all outdoor adventures. They have hundreds of options to choose from, so you're bound to find the perfect pair to match your style. They probably have your style and your team's favorite colors too. Nuggets, Broncos, whatever it might be. So if you go to shadyrays.com, you can just browse their selection. Tons of different styles, tons of different options for everybody. I guarantee you they got something you like. If you don't love your shades, exchange them for a new pair, return them worry-free within 30 days. Check out shadyrays.com. Use the code DNVR for 35% off polarized sunglasses. 35% off polarized sunglasses with the code DNVR. All right, we're back here on TDSP. Let's open up this mailbag here, get to some questions.
Can we get to Andy's? He's in the comments.
Yeah.
He had a really
what
good
was
one.
Andy's?
It was about point guard situation. Backup point
Right.
guard.
Which free agent point guards are the best Nuggets fits?
Yeah.
Do you have one?
I was talking about this with Mares yesterday
Yeah.
after your guys' show. Maybe before. Don't remember. Doesn't matter. It's a name. It's a minimum guy. Like, I'm only looking at minimums because that's all we can
Smart.
afford. Dennis Smith Jr.
Yeah.
Athletic, downhill guy that can get to the bucket, can run those dribble handoffs that Jokic likes. Good defensively. Not a great shooter, but, you know, Reggie wasn't a great shooter either. I just like that fit a lot.
Underrated defender, too.
Yeah. I love the fit. If we're minimum hunting, you know,
Yeah.
I love the fit. I don't love the fit in a vacuum, but I do in the reality that we're facing right now. I love the fit.
Is he definitely better than Reggie Jackson? Maybe, but
That's
not.
tough.
100% sure.
I don't think he's worse.
Yeah.
I think you can safely say he wouldn't be any worse, right? And Reggie just hit a wall, man. He really did. And part of that's, the injury to Jamal and stuff. But he's younger, better shape, has less miles. I just like that fit. He's a bucket getter. I also like, oh God, why is the name leaving me? The Australian kid on the Mavs.
Oh, Exum.
Dante Exum.
Yeah.
Another big guy with size. I kind of want some size, some physicality. Monte and Reggie are both, they're just not physical enough for that bench role because you need something to stop that point of attack from the bench, especially when you look at the bucket getters the division is adding off the bench, right? Like you need something there, right? So I really do think that that'd be a fun fit. So
yeah. Also, Dennis Smith, he's a guy who's been on, ever since his rookie deal. He's like minimum contract guy, I'm pretty sure. Mm-hmm. If I'm a guy in Dennis Smith's position, I look at what happened with Bruce Brown on the Nuggets and think, that could be me.
Yes, exactly.
You play that type of role off the bench around Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets, you're going to put up the best numbers of your career.
Right.
Unless you're just really not good. But if you know how to play,
right,
you'll put up great numbers. You'll get paid.
Yeah.
That's how I would look at it.
Yeah, and, maybe is he one of those guys... I had a list going in my head, and I should have written it down like an idiot. I did not. But, there's some guys who, you look around and you're like, yeah, he didn't reach initial expectations, and then years later, they're just good.
Yeah.
And it takes the right situation or the right running mate.
And you
or
think
the
of
right
them
coach.
as this bust because they were drafted high.
And then all of a sudden,
it's kind of like Dante Exum, to be honest.
Yeah, but better, right? Is there enough left untapped, or can the situation here be right that allows him to turn into a better version of himself, the best version of himself?
Yeah.
And if you can do it affordably, to me, that's the guy. That's the one I really would like, because they're going to get a minimum point guard, right? It almost seems impossible that they don't, unless they're committed to Pickett and Gillespie.
Maybe. Well, not Gillespie. I think Gillespie's gone.
Okay, so Pickett.
I don't know.
He of 100 NBA minutes?
Yeah. Seems like it.
I'm not crazy. Crazy about it.
I'm not crazy about it either, but do you think if Jalen Pickett played the same amount of minutes in the same role that Reggie Jackson did last year, that the Nuggets are better or worse or the same?
My answer would be, I don't know.
Well, of course we don't know.
No, but I didn't. There's not enough tape on him in big moments, and
of course
in the
not.
NBA and in college. It's like, how could you know?
Of course.
Even the best of us are hoping, right? I don't know. I don't think so.
You don't think Nuggets would have been better? You don't think he could have been better than Reggie Jackson?
I don't think so.
Dude, Reggie Jackson was terrible last year. He was so bad.
Yeah, but
Pickett, I know he had the bailout in
Where
LA.
did they pick Pickett? 50s?
Yeah.
Something like that? There's a reason he's picked in the 50s. How often do those guys turn into guys?
Well, sometimes they turn into 3-time MVPs.
And that was 41. Okay. No, I get what you're saying. But, there's a reason he's not running a bench or there's a point guard to me is if he had the skills to run it, that someone would have been having him do it.
Or just the coach had a vendetta against him.
It's possible.
I don't know.
Wow, Malone's beefing with the bench, dude.
What? I didn't say that. What?
No, I'm saying it right here, right now. Quote it. Aggregate it.
But I actually do believe that if Jalen Pickett just played the same minutes in the same role as Reggie Jackson, the Nuggets would have been, at worst, the same as they were.
Sure. There's some names in there. I like DeLon Wright. I really like DeLon Wright. I think that'd be a good one. Eric Gordon, if he's willing to take a minimum.
He's a guy I'd watch on the taxpayer mid-level. Eric Gordon.
You think mid-level?
Yeah, the contract that Reggie Jackson was on.
Can they
$5
split that
million,
mid-level
$6
and
million.
use 2 contracts in it, or can you only just pay one guy part
I think
of it?
you can split it.
You can split it in half, basically,
But I
so
think
$6 million.
But I think for a team like the Nuggets, if you want to go out and get a guy who's fielding offers from different teams, you're going to just want to give him as much money as you can.
Yeah. That's tough, man. That's tough. Can you package Zeke? Would you be willing with Holmes here and maybe Vlatko coming back on a minimum? Would you be cool flipping Zeke for an $8 million ish point guard somewhere?
Yeah. I mean, sure.
I don't know how much better that is than the Dennis Smiths and the that level of guys. I don't know how much difference there is.
Yeah.
But it's worth kicking the tires, right? I mean,
yeah. I've seen a lot of people throw out Chris Paul as well.
No. That's where I draw the line, Harrison.
He's a former All-Star, Mitch.
You're right.
You've always wanted Jokic to play with another All-Star.
Oh, it would be just my luck if it was Chris Paul. Oh, God. Could you imagine? He's such an asshole. I do not want that energy on this team.
Yeah.
He seems like such a demanding crybaby. I mean,
he is.
He
doesn't seem like
he's
it.
an
He is.
anti-vibesman.
He totally is, yeah.
I don't want that. We need vibesmen. Vibesmen on vibesmen on vibesmen.
Yeah.
As many vibesmen as possible.
Here's a question from Dustin. This is for you.
For me?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Who gets the most credit for the Rapids resurgent? Armis players C38 protest.
Dustin, shout out. Regular in our chat over on DNVR Rapids. Man. C38 protest last year. They walked out. We talked about it on the show.
We have talked about it.
We've talked about it, but just quick recap. C38 walks out, leaves banners.
Rapids fan section.
Yeah, the ones behind the goal with the flags waving and all that, right? The moves from the front office in terms of game day stuff, improving everything are, I want to say, a direct result of that. They will never say it's a direct result of that.
Wow.
They'll say it was because of they'll say it's because of research, market research, focus groups and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, all the focus groups.
But this is a direct result of that, combined with taking a chance on a coach that deserved it.
Protests work.
I'm telling you, they work.
Potentially only in sports.
But then you have to combine that with Chris Armas coming in and working, and the homegrowns hitting. And they're flying right now, and they have a huge game on Saturday against the top of the league, LAFC, and it's going to rock.
Yeah.
It's going to rock.
That should be a sick game.
It's going to be so fun. Not to totally sidetrack us with PIDs, but thank you for throwing me a PIDs question.
Yeah, I'm just going through the questions here. Just going through them. This is an interesting question.
Okay.
If Project Dynasty fails, who goes first, Malone or Calvin Booth? Where do you think the blame is going to fall if, the Nuggets disappoint?
Jamal. Booth.
If they sign him to the max contract.
If I had to rank it, well, they have to. Number one, complaining about signing him to that contract is insane.
Oh, it's
because if you ever want to move on and get go that way for a guard, you need his money.
Yeah,
you just have to. So no matter what, you got to sign him to that. I think I think it goes Jamal, Booth, supporting cast, Malone, and then a million miles down, Jokic.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I feel like Calvin Booth will get the majority of the blame from the fan base. I feel like that's how it's trending. Yeah. And it's probably gone too far to reverse course, I feel like.
Yeah. I don't like Booth's direction. I like Connolly going for it, getting bucket getters and fun players and name guys. I like the way he's doing it. Maybe Booth could prove me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm no expert. I'm just a fan that thinks he's pretty educated on it, but
yeah.
He could prove me wrong. Can I answer Andy's question in the chat real quick?
Yep. Yeah, of course.
Okay, Chris Armas. He replaced Robin Fraser. Robin Fraser is an MLS legend, player of the year. He's played for the national team, defender of the year in MLS several times. Great head coach. There was a combination of an old roster, a roster that didn't fit, some injuries and bad results. And bringing in Chris Armas after spending time at Manchester United in Carrington with those practice facilities and the training.
Drinking tea.
Drinking a bunch of tea. He loves tea now. Everything has been leveled up in ways that it wasn't last year. Practice is longer. Practice is more intentional.
Ooh.
Practices are... Look, and I'm not going to knock... Robin Fraser is going to be a good coach somewhere else, but the welcome was worn out here. It was time to reset, and they got lucky that Armas was able to learn the things he needed to overseas and come back and be effective in America. And it's very cool that it's happening here. The culture is real. I'm around them multiple days a week, watching it, seeing it. Everyone is bought in at all levels. And they joked that he was Ted Lasso when he was an assistant at Manchester United, but it's not a crazy comparison because he's really doing it on the power of friendship and vibes.
That's awesome.
And it's worked and it's fun. Like, this team is just fun. And if you don't have stuff to do this summer, if you're jonesing for some live sports, Rapids tickets are like the easiest tickets to get in town besides the Rockies. You have free parking.
Right.
You got the C38 tailgate. You have a team that scores goals. The match day experience is getting better. They're putting in time for it. Just take a friend and go spend a Saturday night out at the Richard and watch some fun soccer. It's a good time.
The Richard?
Dick's Sporting Good Park.
I didn't know that's what it was.
The Richard.
Referred to.
Some call it the Dick, but that seems vulgar for a family show like this.
This question comes from Tommy. If you had $10 in a gas station, what drink and snack are you getting?
Oh, great question. $10 is a lot. That's 2 drinks.
But you need a drink and a snack.
That's 2 drinks and a snack.
Okay. Well, yeah, especially if you're going to Circle
I hit
K.
7-Eleven today. I'll tell you what I got.
Okay.
It was $9 even.
Let me know in the comments too.
I'll tip you the dollar, questioner, for asking this question. I got Ultra Fiesta Mango Sugar-Free Monster.
Okay. Wait a second. What flavor?
Ultra Fiesta Mango Sugar-Free Monster. That's the name. I didn't name it.
Ultra Fiesta Mango?
I didn't name it. I just like
What
it.
does that even taste like?
You'll be shocked, but it tastes like mango.
What's the Fiesta component of it?
I don't know. It's a party in your mouth. I got the new Cherry Delight.
I can't wait to see where you're going to go after
Cherry
Ultra
Delight.
Fiesta Mango.
I got the Cherry Delight Liquid Death Sparkling Water tall can.
Oh, God.
And a bag of cheddar and sour cream ruffles. It was $9 even.
Okay.
And that is a perfect gas station order.
That's an incredible order. That's an incredible order.
It was $9. Hit the prompt exactly.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what I would order up at the gas station. I mean, if I walked in a gas station and it was a 90-degree day out.
Yep.
And I walk in and I see on the back wall there's a Slurpee machine.
Oh.
That's what I would go for right
Slurpee.
now. A Slurpee.
Do you have a flavor preference on Slurpee?
I mean, I'm a traditionalist, so it's all about the, half Coke, half cherry.
Yeah. Oh. Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Yeah.
You'd be silly to do anything else.
Yeah.
Also, those are the only 2 flavors that are ever working at any 7-Eleven.
That is a good point. That is valid. Yeah. But Slurpees are the type of thing that you never have, but then you have it once on like a hot summer day and you're like, this is incredible.
Oh, yeah.
So
Incredible.
that'd be my answer. All right, let me see if we got any other questions to hit before we get out of here. If you guys got questions in the chat right now, throw them out there for me. Lots of questions about point guard Colin Gillespie's fit. I think he's moving on. I don't think the Nuggets view him in their plans. From T. Sweezy, a Rockies question. How bad do the Rockies have to become in order for Dick Monfort to sell? Or will it only ever happen if fans hurt his pocketbook by not showing up to games?
Stop.
What if we organize the C-38 style protest?
Stop watching games at Tom's Watch Bar. Stop going to the rooftop.
That place sucks also.
Stop going to the rooftop. Stop spending your afternoons there. Stop giving them money. Stop it. That's how they sell. But everyone just goes to those games and spends $50 on beers and just throws money at the Monforts, even though they're upset. Stop giving him money. That's how they sell. Stop giving them money.
Look, I agree with you, but why would you want to take away people's fun? That's a fun thing to do. Going to a baseball game, even though if the Rockies suck and drinking beers is fun. It's a fun activity.
You are accepting bad baseball in exchange for a good environment, and that should be the other way around.
But why should the I feel like you are totally right. The onus should not be on casual baseball fans like me to determine if they sell the team or not based on my spending habits, you know?
It's going to take a group mentality of not giving him money,
Yeah.
right? And because he prints money. He prints money. Between McGregor Square and the hotel and Tom's Watch Bar and the rooftop, they just print money.
Yeah.
And if you stop giving him money, he will maybe sell to someone who will put a better product on the field and still make all that money from all the other fun stuff. But he has no incentive to put out a good product because everyone goes anyways.
Right. No, you're right. You're right. You're right.
It makes me so mad, Harrison.
I can tell.
I just
It
wanna
makes
have a
me
good-
mad too,
I
but I've
want a
just
good
kind of
baseball
accepted
team.
it. Yeah. Do you see Vlaco Chancher being in the rotation? No.
Well, he's not even on the roster.
I see him being on the roster, though, probably not in the nightly rotation.
I saw him after the Game 2 loss in the finals at In-N-Out Burger, and I knew that's
Yeah.
when we were going to win.
Oh, 2 years ago.
Yeah, in the finals when we lost Game 2. He was at In-N-Out Burger with his friends, and so was I. And
Nice.
no one really noticed, or if they did, no one was like bugging him. And we gave him a Chucky, and he gave us the look, and it was over from there.
Dude, he's the best.
He's the best.
I love Vlaco.
Me too.
I do think he'll be back on the team.
Good.
I don't think he's in your top 9 in the rotation, though.
But if he's 10,
Yeah.
you know, anywhere from 4 to 3, you know, kind of slide into those spots, hit some shots, muck it up, do the dirty work. I like him.
Yeah, I like him too. He is good for the vibes. I mean, the Nuggets could have let him go last year, but I don't think they did because he's Nikola Jokic's guy. He's his confidant. So, yeah.
So do you think, okay, if your choice is add a Serbian or overpay for an all-star, whether that's like Bogdanovic or Micic, has to be like an impact Serbian guy, or Slovenia, you know, whoever he's friends with from that area speaks the language. Which would you rather do?
Wait, well, adding one of those
Adding
guys?
one of the Serbian guys, Balkan guys, or overpaying slightly for an all-NBA level guy?
Like a Paul George?
Like a Paul George. Like the vibes will be drastically different forever, right? But you're just saying we're putting out the best basketball team.
See, I'm team run it back. I mean, I know everybody's like very upset about how the offseason is going. I still think the Nuggets are in position to have just as good of a team as they did last year. And
Sure.
I think if they do lose KCP, it's going to suck. And the headlines, they're going to lose the headlines. And it might be a bit of an adjustment period, but I do think they could come out of it fine.
Sure.
On yesterday's show, I compared it to Calvin Booth pulling a Bill Belichick where, you know, Bill Belichick always used to cut guys that were about to get paid and were about to start the decline of their careers.
Which was smart.
And I think that could be what's happening here.
I hope so. Can I ask, and the question didn't come up, but if it doesn't go, so say no KCP, right, gone, what, your GM for a second, what's the ideal outcome there?
In terms of a
Of
replacement,
like filling the roster out.
I think Eric Gordon's a decent add. If you could I don't even think you can swing a deal for Bogdanovich anymore because you don't have Reggie Jackson's salary.
Right. That $5 million was nice. That's a nice number.
That's gone. They just felt like that had zero trade. I mean, it obviously had negative trade value. They had to send second round picks to get rid of it. Yeah, Eric Gordon seems good. Dario Saric seems good.
I don't love Sarge.
There's not many options,
You're
man.
right.
Like there's not many options on minimum deals. There's just not.
I would say
Chris Dunn is good. I think he's staying in Utah.
if you can.
I saw Seth Curry got released. People were adding me about him.
I like Seth Curry.
Seth Curry sucks, man.
Well, so did Reggie. But again,
I know.
vibes guy.
Is Seth Curry a vibes guy?
I think he is.
What?
If we can turn Austin Rivers into a vibes guy, we can definitely turn Seth Curry into a vibes guy.
Yeah. Seth Curry is not good anymore.
I would say get Dennis Smith Jr. on a minimum
Yeah.
and promote Christian to the starters and use as much of the mid-levels as you can to find a 2/3 that can fill it in.
Yeah.
And I think you can survive.
Yeah. My very, and this will be the last thing I say. My very
That's it. It's over after this.
my initial take on this Nuggets season is that the Nuggets are going to be a lot better than we expect them to be.
Mm-hmm.
If they lose KCP, if they bring back pretty much the same team, my feeling on how this season is going to go is there will be a bit of an adjustment period at the beginning of the year. People are going to freak out. That's okay. I'll probably freak out a little bit. By the end of the season, I think they'll be just as good as they were last year. And last year, talent-wise, they were good enough to win a championship. It's just they mishandled the regular season. Mike Malone ran his guys into the ground. They played the starters too much. If they rethink about how they manage the regular season, and I think they will, I think they can be a better team. Now, that seems probably crazy, but that's my current state of mind. So that's that.
I think playing basketball solves all of this, by the way, right? Like Summer League and Olympics are going to take away a lot of this talk because we'll actually have stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Anyways, my last thing with basketball, and we're not gonna have time for you to respond. Thank goodness.
Don't
right
say
here.
Russell Westbrook.
I am the only one in this office, apparently, that is rooting for Team USA basketball.
You
at
are.
this Olympics.
Yeah, you are.
And you guys are all wrong. Benedict Arnold's. I cannot wait to root for Team USA in this.
Yeah.
I am so excited.
I'm expecting you to show up at the bar with your chest painted red, white, and blue.
I will do the full Chapel Roan Statue of Liberty get up from Bonnaroo.
I want you to
or
dress
wherever
up.
she
I
did
want
it.
you to dress up as George Washington.
I will do that because these colors don't run. All right. That's all I had. I had to get that off.
All right. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We'll be back next week. Got DNVR Nuggets podcast coming up in 15 minutes. Can't wait. Talk to you guys then.
We all silly like the mayor.